Well guys, here is a brand new update to Pokemon Jewel, as this is the second update video I've done, as I've been working on this like crazy the last few days, as I am happy to report, after over 4 months of work, I finally got all the Pokemon into Jewel, all 150 of them, all their stats, all their movesets, their sprites, their heights and weights, everything. I just finished it. Now I'm still working on their not their catch rate, their hatch rate. I'm gonna have everyone require just 2,560 steps to hatch, so 10 egg cycles. I only got half of them done before I decided, you know what, I want to get the video done as soon as possible. So anyways, I wanted to show it off as I finally got all of it done. As you see, seen 150, own 150. As you see, all 150 Pokemon are now in the game. Oh man, that was a lot of work. I am so happy. First time after over 14 years, I got all of them in the game. Like, I think Eruption, when I did this back in 2010 when I was originally going to ROM hack in Jewel into Ruby, I think that was the farthest I ever gotten to add Pokemon into the game. But after that, oh man, I finally got this far. It felt so good. As you see, I'm pretty sure I showed off all these Pokemon beforehand in the last update, but I've gotten a lot farther, as you can see, as all 150 are all in too. It feels so good. And of course, I got more things to show, and an announcement I'm going to be doing for my next part of the game. Once I show off all of them. But we're not done in terms of showing them off. Well, we're only just starting. But I'm just going to show them off all really quickly. You see, all 150 are in the game. And I just spent the last 2 days getting these last, like, 24 done. And that was a lot, and I mean a lot of work getting that done. And there we go. Phyrenyx, Aquatrus, and Saptrus wrap it up as we go back to the top. And now we'll press on, as I'll show off, of course, their heights and weight, which I think I showed up a bunch of them. So, like, Rabo is 1'4" and 30 pounds. So, of course, there we go. You see all right here. I think I showed off some of this beforehand, but haven't showed off the rest yet, pretty much. And some of them have, like, extreme heights and extreme weights, although not as ridiculous as freaking Pokemon is. Oh my god. They go to extremes with the heights and the weights. And to the point where they do, like, a lot of imbalances. And I still have no idea why Must Circle and Rolab's Dex thing has question marks on them. I delete everyone's thing, so I don't know why they're still there. And for Chime Bell as well. And unfortunately, some of the Pokemon like Cider here are supposed to be heavier than 2,200 pounds, but the kilograms thing on Pokemon Essentials, the debug, doesn't go beyond 9,999.9 kilograms. So Pokemon like Cider are actually supposed to be heavier in this, but it won't go beyond it, which is unfortunate. And I think Cider might be the tallest Pokemon too in the game, 22 feet, but there are some that come up later on near the end that will challenge it at least. But you see, like, extremes and all that too, you can see. Nitrail's up there's one that heaviest, although nowhere near as heavy as Cider too. Oh boy. Did I hear a Starly in the background? With the music or something? Or maybe even Staravia. Let's continue to show off. I've been thinking about maybe in the future doing like some sort of wiki for the game, but I don't know. I still haven't even finished working on the MTWS wiki. That's been like 3 years now. That's been like usually more important to me than Pokemon Jewel. So I need to eventually get back to work on that too. With the season come up, and I don't know why Pellstump has a period in its Pokedex entry, which it shouldn't even be there. I delete everyone's Pokedex entries. Okay. And here we go. All the Pokemon I worked on today there's a lot of extremes with the weights too, as you can see. Tornacl over 8 feet tall. And here we go for the evolution, legendaries. Phyrenix, of course. It's supposed to be 20 feet, but the height thing seems to have bugged out a little bit, so it's a little smaller than it's supposed to be. But, of course, its weight is also broken. It was supposed to be 2,450 pounds, but that was the limit. And then there's finally Aquatis, which is actually a foot smaller than Phyrenix, but it was supposed to weigh over 30. It was supposed to weigh 3,200 pounds, but again, like I said, it doesn't show up correctly on here, unfortunately. Maybe that's why they should go by feet and pounds instead of whatever metric the rest of the world outside of America does. And then finally, of course, Zapdos, which is the leader of Phyrenix and Aquatis, but is actually much smaller than both of them. Just 5 feet, only 165 pounds, and such. Alright, but yeah, I got all of them in the game, as I also wanted to show off this. I don't think I showed this yet. Alright, Pokemon Access Storage. As you see, all the Pokemon are in the game as I put them into the PC at level 100 such once I made sure everything's working properly. Oh yeah, I just remembered too, I still need to do some battles with some of these Pokemon just to make sure their sprites are working. I forgot about doing that. So I gotta do that later on. Especially with these guys I haven't done work on yet. But yeah, that is all that. But we're not done yet, of course, as I also want to show off something also I've learned too. Because I found out, of course, that so far I know, Pokemon Essentials has the sprites of Pokemon up to Gen 5, but it has the movesets and the abilities of Pokemon up to Gen 8. So you can at least do Gen 8 no problem if you get all the sprites and all that. Gen 9, however, so far I know, does not have anything yet. It has no moves, abilities, or anything. And that came a little bit of a problem because one of the Pokemon later on, I wanted them to use some Gen 9 moves, but weren't there. So I had to learn how to make them, and I did so. So some, like 2 Gen 9 moves are now added into the game. And I'm going to show them too. No. Gotta go back to the debug. It's down here. Gotta go to Pokemon. And I gotta find Tornaclaw, who's already at the bottom. Alright, Tornaclaw. There's a lot of Pokemon with T's in their names. There we go, Tornaclaw. Gotta go to its moveset. Here we go. As you'll see right here, at level 31, it learns Thunderclap. And at level 56, it learns Supercell Slam. Which, last night, I was making the movesets for all these guys. And I found out those moves from Gen 9 because I never used them before. And I felt like they would be good moves to have in for Tornaclaw. Of course, for all of you who might not know, Thunderclap is a slightly stronger electric type Sucker Punch, so it hits first, but only if the opponent doesn't move, otherwise it doesn't work. And Supercell Slam is basically an electric high jump kick. Hits, but if you miss, it does damage to you instead. I figured those would be good moves for Tornaclaw. And I think someone else learned Supercell Slam as well coming up, but no idea who. But yeah, at least I got that worked with and all that such. I still need to finish, like I said, the egg moves. I mean, not the egg moves, the egg cycles. There we go. For how long they take to hatch. Because only half of them done. I'm sure if I finished them by now, I mean, I worked on that instead, I'd probably be done by now. But I wanted to get the video done. Now, for the next step. I'm still not done with the Pokemon. There's still like 3 main things I want to do. Next up is, I'm actually going to rename a bunch of the Pokemon here. Because I thought of some new names over the last few months of working on them. Because I don't think some of them have good names. So, they're going to get replaced. And, now they learn how to make moves. And eventually I'm going to have to learn how to make abilities. I'm going to add custom moves and abilities into the game. Since now I know how to do moves, I might do that first. Of course, there's only like maybe up to 4 abilities I can think of, and most of them are going to fall Phyrenix, Aquatis, and Zapdos, since they're part of the lore and such. Something like to counter each other, so I gotta figure out how to do that eventually. And finally, this one's going to probably take a long time, but I actually plan on, not all of them, but I might remake a lot of their designs. Because a lot of the designs, remember, I made all these designs from March to October of 2010 on Paint. Now, as a 15-year-old on, 16-year-old on, Microsoft Paint, this is probably the best anyone could have done with what they have, but nowadays, they're just crap. Like, some of them, I'm not going to do much work. Like, I think, like, Grobble is probably already good. The only thing I might do is maybe do a little bit of, like, trying to see if I can add, like, a little, like, shine to it, or like shadows or something like that. and such. But stuff like Grotata, Grotlet and Grotata might use a little bit of work. Like Grotata's antenna and its mouth, I guess you could say, does need some more work and such. And of course, like Viper could use a little bit of work on its skin and such. Some of them are going to be like very like simple, like maybe like a little bit of an update to the paint and all that. Some of them are, I think I might do some radical redesigns. Like I might fix Florat up to look like a rat with an actual flower rat, which doesn't look like it. Like Jurleaf, I might have its feet actually be leaves, so it might have like a leafy like look to it and such. Chirobin, I might fix its beak so it looks like it has an opening. So like it looks like it's opened instead of just being Staraptor's hair feathers pretty much. Yeah, there's some designs that do need some fixing and all that. But that's what I'm planning on doing, but that might be a long process too and such. But yeah, guys, that is the progress of Pokemon Jewel. Now, all the Pokemon in the game, it makes me feel so happy. Now I'm going to try and fix their names, add in their moves and abilities, update new sprites and all that. And I might do a roadmap idea of how I might do the rest of the game. Once I get most of the Pokemon done satisfactory, which will probably be after I just get the names and the moves and abilities in, as the updated like sprites will probably be an overtime process, not like something I'm going to be able to do like overnight. What I might do next is, I might make the rest of the region. I might make like all the layout for the region. As Lepet here, it's supposed to be Racket Town, but I haven't been able to figure out how to change its name yet. Even though I have its name changed in the files, it just won't update yet. So I might make the rest of the city. I might make the whole entire Juneau region's layout and such, and be done with that. Once the whole region is done in terms of how it looks, I then might add in like the important people like gym leaders, Elite Four, Team Terror, like all the main battles in there, and battle them and trying to see like what levels are like reasonable to be at that time. And then once I got them in, I'm going to probably add in, once I add all the routes too, I'm going to add the wild Pokemon such so you can catch and such. Then I'm going to probably start adding trainers in the routes, and that's when I have to figure out how to balance where, how many trainers should be in this route, and what kind of Pokemon they should use, how many and such. That way it'll still be like all balanced and stuff when you take on the gym leaders and such. And then once all that's done, I might then add in like, do like all the script and stuff, like add everything else, like all important, like script moments and all like that, NPCs and such, and maybe add music near the end and such. But it's going to be a long process to go. But right now, like I said, the next goal is just updating their names and getting all their moves and abilities in. And when they're all done, I'm going to show them off, and who knows, there might even be new stuff by then I might have to add on later on. Because who knows, I might not have all the stuff had in mind yet. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this update. See you all next time. And who knows, maybe the next update might be in the next day or so. Or who knows, maybe even tonight since I'm so motivated. So see you all then.